Okay. I'm gonna give myself some gestures to work with. Let's do rock and roll and finger point. And I'm just gonna duplicate these and move them into a folder I have here. All right. So let's create an effect. Let's just do a particle system. All right. And this will just be like a normal override scenario. We're just going to turn on this particle system normally. So to do that, I have to edit this animation clip that I'm going to use as my override, or you could create a new one, whichever is going to work for you. But I've already got this one here, so I'm going to edit it. Um, People have different workflows for editing. Um, a very simple one is to just make a duplicate and then edit off the duplicate. Um, there's other ways to do it, but this is fine. Um, and then drag the animation clip onto your avatar object. It'll create a controller so you can then edit the the clip. So I'm going to do that. Just highlight the object. It's already here. Um, I need to animate this particle system on. Let's see. Two keyframes. First one, second one. All right, is active. One. Um, this should be off by default. All right, it is. Okay, don't need this anymore. Don't need this anymore. All right. Um, so the way I'm going to test the gesture is I'm going to use this gesture manager script. Go into play mode. Throw it in the scene. Oh, I gotta actually put this finger point in there first. There we go. There's our gesture. Finger point. Enter play mode. All right. So now if I do finger point, my particle system should turn on because my gesture animation clip is animating this object on. So finger point, and it's animating this on. So it's playing when it wakes up because the component is set to play on awake. So that's all normal. All right. So to make a combo gesture out of this, just create a new game object as a parent. I'm just going to call this safety, like in our example. Turn it off by default. Put my effect under it as a child. And let's go back to our gestures. All right. So finger point is our effect gesture, which animated on this particle system before, but it's now under the safety object. So the first thing I'm going to do is edit that so it can find it in its new location. You select the property, hit F2, and you have to fix the path here. So now this is under safety, so I just include safety in the path, do a slash, and it's valid now. Safety slash particle system, because it's animating from this object, safety particle system. All right, so now this gesture is targeting this in its new location, and it will animate it on. Now I need to do the other one. I'm just going to copy this property so I don't have to make a new controller and animate anything. And I'm going to paste it in here because this is the right property. All I need to do is get the isActive property and animate it to 1. But with this gesture, it needs to target this object. So now that I've got this property in here, I can just edit it with F2, and I'm going to get rid of this particle system part so it's just referencing safety. All right, so here's what my gestures do. This gesture animates this object on. This gesture animates this object on. Let me put that in my controller and I'll show you what happens. All right, so nothing should happen if I animate the particle system on because the parent isn't on. So I'm going to do that, finger point, nothing happening. You can see my particle system is on because it's being animated on by finger point, but it's still grayed out because this object here is off. So let me turn that off for a second, and I've got this other gesture which turns on this parent, but I'm no longer using finger point to animate on this child particle system, so my effect isn't playing. Now if I animate both on, rock and roll on, finger point on. Oop, I gotta do the other hand. There we go. So finger point on, rock and roll on, parent is active, child is active, so you get the effect.